Rasheem Green is a defensive lineman that was brought in by the Ravens. He's being billed as an edge rusher, a pure edge rusher. He's not that, though you do see Seattle line him up outside the tackle a good bit, and you see him here as a wide 9 technique, and that's not uncommon in their defense. A little sloppy with his hands here. He's not going to win the edge with speed, but he's 280 pounds. I think he's out of position as they play him here. We'll look at where he fits best and see how he fits the Ravens. I mentioned his ideal fit to me as a pass rusher is not outside. He's used that way a lot. He is moved around a lot by Seattle, but some of that is outside the tackle. Goes for that same chop with his inside arm. The tackle takes it to him, gets his hands in his chest, and the ball comes out quickly. He's a guy that doesn't stop working, does pick up some sacks or a fair amount of his sacks from a quarterback escaping or holding the football. So he keeps working. But again, this is not an ideal spot for him to be rushing the quarterback. I don't think it's where the Ravens see him. Seattle aligns to overload this side. He gets a one-on-one matchup outside versus the left tackle. See this jab step and then some violent hands when he gets the tackle to overset. It's this two-hand swat right there, and he's going to finish. He beats that tackle inside. So I spent 2 clips saying how he can't win outside or that's not ideal, but he shows some impressive versatility, all the different places that they line him up, and here you see him win inside. Nice jab step outside. We'll see that later in the video. I like him a lot aligned as a 4-eye, even though he ends up part of this 3-man pressure taking on the tackle. One of the things I wrote down is he has a really, really smooth transition or explosive transition once he disengages. Right here, he basically uses 2 hands to just shove the tackle aside, and you'll be able to see it better at a fast clip. But he's very explosive once he decides, once he gets off that block right there. I think the Ravens are looking at him potentially, or whoever it is that they bring in, as part of a 4-man pressure. Who's going to be that guy that brings pressure inside? Who's going to be that guy we can move around and rely on to win one-on-ones? 2-eye, again, different alignment. Real versatile in that way. Here's that jab step that we talked about earlier. Guard's going to set up outside. I do like him very much, or most, I think, against guards. And you can see him grab the elbow, throw it aside, ends up getting a big hit on the quarterback. Quarterback kind of short arms that. Watch it again. We see him at 2-eye here, inside shoulder of the left guard. Part of this stunt with this defender here, the 3-tech coming over him. Watch him split the guard and center and get a big hit on the quarterback. I think it's kind of a clumsy-looking stunt from this end, but he does a nice job beating both blocks, occupying and beating those blocks. Big hit on the quarterback. If we consider him as a 5 technique that gets moved in the Ravens scheme, let's say, given that we don't know exactly what to expect from that, he's going to have to be able to engage a tackle, lock out his arms, play a gap and a half, play 2 gaps, however you want to look at that, get off the block. You see he beats his guy off the ball here. He's a 3 technique. And look at the guard's hands here. Superior hand position by Green. Sinks. He does not lock out, and that's something I noticed with him. And he allows the guard to get his hands back inside. He's reading the backfield, reading the back. But he gets pushed a little bit there. You see him kind of work his way back inside and get pushed. He eventually gets off the block and gets in on the tackle, but he does not lock out his arms. That's something he's going to have to be able to do. And I'm not saying he can't do it or doesn't do it. I just, in the games I've seen, I've noticed that he doesn't do it particularly well. You can see his hand go high there too after getting it into the chest. Right there. It's just not good in terms of controlling that block. Watch it again. Does a good job here against this reach. You see him here effectively throw the block into this gap and then beat it outside. So a much better job here, I think, and really, really quick, powerful in transition, finding the football. You do see a, I guess, better example of the technique I was talking about out of 91 here. He's at 3 tech, but you see that locking out of his arms, using the defender to cover a gap, and peeking his head around. Again, kind of 2 gapping that, or 1.5 gapping that, and then getting off. Good play on this side too, versus this stretch by Rasheem. He does show the ability to overpower guards. Here's this jab step, again at 4-eye, just inside the tackle. That jab step outside causes the guard to shoot there, get a little bit leaning. You can see long arms him there. He's overpowering him, ragdolling him. I'd like to see him come across with this left arm, this outside arm here, chop at the guard's arm, or grab it and throw it. You see him kind of overpower the guard twice. But again, I'd like to, on this particular play, see him get that left arm through and club. He recorded 6.5 sacks, and he was moved all around the line. So he does offer a lot of versatility. And I think with a new coordinator coming in, you probably will see more emphasis on 4-man pressures and looking for those guys that can bring it all over the line. He's at 3 tech here. They're going to try to reach him with the tackle. That doesn't go anywhere. You can see him, again, that evidence of power and that ability to overpower linemen. And good work down line there. It's just kind of good effort after he destroys that block.